Hey people, Intro here, 3v3, capturing Purification Plant Blue Team. It's a bunch of chaos fellas, isn't it? 2 Plague Champions. First up is, this is IskNorthen with all the lines. And we have the Tenso. These guys start with a damage of a time bolt gun. They can get to melee weapons, debilitating enemies and supporting allies. They can also repair. Iron Warriors elite scheme for the Tenso. Alongside, Gaz as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, Thousand Suns, elite scheme. Over on the red side, a couple of Eldar players, Bebop as a Farseer, a support hero fighting in melee, some powerful buffs and control, and Gigandy rocking a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat by default, great for capping and harassing, some powerful control. Looks like Exodite's elite scheme recolored here for Gigandy. And rounding off the teams, Debuger as a Force Commander. Very strong offense, fighting in melee, can tank, disrupt and support. A versatile Marine, this Force Commander. Been a while, I think, since I've seen Gigandy and Debuger in a game. Kicking off on the west side, got some Nurgle worship. More heretics up for the Tenso. Can they both mob the Howling Banshees? But they're both going to be in play. Plague Champion getting a bit too close to a bunch of Guardian fire. Farseer goes in. Heretics have found the Banshees, but they've isolated themselves a bit here. Double Guardian shooting them and the Banshees on them. They're getting ripped up. Where's the Guide? There's the Guide. Guide goes up on the Banshees, boosting damage by 30%. Those Heretics did barely make it out. Oh, but what about these guys? What about these guys? I'm not sure. Farseer gets a kill with her pistol. Not often you see that. The aim gets a special attack. Oh, Plague Champion. Plague Champion's going to fall. Farseer levels already in the first engagement. CSM are the last standing though. They can decap this wreck point. East side. More Nurgle worship in it. Oh, and double rangers for Gigandy, so IskNorthen may want to go into some Raptors on this side. And indeed they are going into Raptors. Did they see the Rangers? Oh, they already saw some over here. Need to get their long rifles and stuff from the Pathfinder gear. Through the middle, meanwhile, there's some Kraken bolts. 20% more damage to heavy infantry. And that only exists because of Chaos coming into the game. In Chaos Rising, they gave Kraken bolts to the Tactical Marines so they can fight the CSM a bit more effectively. The CSM have more melee damage than Tactical Marines, so without Kraken bolts, I think CSM can just kind of go into melee with tax and win, even though they have less hit points. Here's your Raptors then. Jumping squad with a cacophony effect that slows stuff down, or suppresses it rather. As I call it a cacophony effect because it has the same sound effect as cacophony. But I'm not sure what it's called technically in the files or whatever. Maybe it has a name. Noise Marines of the Tenso. Very painful for all those Eldar fellas. That Sonic Blaster will shut down range attacks, do a bunch of damage. There's the Raptor jump. The Rangers were split, so only one of them had to retreat there. Guardians getting torn up. Are they alright? 2 models, they should be okay. Although, maybe those Raptors could have jumped again, you know. Now they're taking some Ranger shots. Gigandy was very quick to reposition there, but they get jumped again and has to leave. Triple Rangers for Gigandy. Is it worth getting double Raptors? Is it ever worth it? I think we've seen it used successfully a couple of times. Might be worth getting heavy gauge to help slow down the Raptors and also frustrate that Plague Champion, although it could be worth waiting for the entangling web as well. But that's tier 2, right? If you get heavy gauge right now. 478 to 482. Or did they change that? Is entangling web tier 1 now? I think there were discussions about that at some point. Noise Marines on the way now for Gaz. Havoc's up for the Tenso, doing a lot of work here actually. Banshees can't really approach. What is this Sorcerer doing? Some kind of chaotic jig. Banshee's now after him. Force Squanner got messed up there. And runs. Banshee's yelling. Oh, but they didn't suppress him. I think they knocked him back just as they were yelling, and he couldn't hear them yelling. So wasn't suppressed. Uh-oh. Scouts may have got that decap and now harassing the CSM, trying to get the VP back. All they want is their VP back, fellas. Don't be mean. 463 to 482. 1-to-1 cap. And it is triple Rangers. Plague Champion goes for Fetid for the Tenso. And, yep, as predicted. Well, I didn't predict it out loud. But the Mucus Discharge is nice to have against a bunch of Rangers. But what is this? Plague Sword on the way. That is very odd to see against triple Rangers. How is he even going to run up to him? Going to get sniped to death. Was that a heavy turret? Yeah, heavy bolter turret on the east side as well. Completely covering this, although you could probably skirt around the west or the left side here and get behind those barrels before you get suppressed. Heavy bolter turret doesn't suppress that quickly, although the super wide firing arc makes up for it, I guess. At least that's the idea. Triple Rangers all have their rifles. Can the Plague Champion even get close? Surely you get heavy gauge now. No way he could get into melee if you have heavy gauge. Plague Champions has mobility options that has mobility problems, let's say. So typically you only see the sword when he's counter-initiating melee stuff, which Gigandy doesn't have. Maybe it's because of these Assault Marines that he got the sword. Might be. More healing from the Mucus Discharge. I think the CSM snuck up and was shooting the node. Yelling about the Rangers. Is he trying to push here? Looks like it. Look at the damage he's taking. That's so far to run. Well, I say run. It's like a jog. Yeah, he just got shot to death there, the Plague Champion. Needs to kick off the fight with the Raptors if he's going to try that. And also probably run Heretics in first as well to take up some shots. Shotgun Blast, also crack shot on the Rangers. Global buff from the Warp Spider Exarch, boosting their damage and their range. Much like Guide from the Farseer. Lasts a while as well, I think. It's like 20 seconds or so. These guys, can they get around? Yeah, didn't even get suppressed. Oh, the Force Commander got suppressed. They can take down the turret. That would have been 30 power as well, although it may hold them up long enough that they don't bother to go for the power. Speaking of going for the power, just got a gen there with the Noise Marines, I think. Autarch dropped in. Sub-Commander for Eldar. Very quick on her feet and provides a damage resistance aura around her. 15%, I believe, which the Banshees will enjoy. Farseer throws the Guide out. How is all this other stuff buffed here? Oh, from the Autarch. Autarch must have got a kill and did an inspiration. On the east side, Power Fist Force Commander with Teleporter, and now he's going to die, isn't he? Down he goes. Plague Champion here revived. Still level 1, level 2 Sorcerer with Robes of Torment. Still no war gear for this Warp Spider Exarch. Does have a Wraith Guard though. Sorcerer could maybe do the Chains of Torment into a Dark Flames if he can catch all these Rangers. I'm thinking that's the idea here. There it is. And there's the Dark Flames. That is going to be devastating for Gigandy. Huge amounts of damage there. Dark Flames is a global ability of the Chaos Sorcerer. Almost wiped like several squads. Lucky there wasn't a Blastmaster around to get a shot in there. Blastmaster is up for the Tenso, but not for Gaz's Noise Marines yet. Where are they even? Are they at base? Or are they back at base? So now we see some power bashing. Gigandy not happy about the Dark Flames there. That is very difficult to avoid. You can't shoot down the chains that quickly, I don't think. Maybe Eldar could, and then try to fleet away from the flames perhaps. Chosen Plague Marines up here now for the Tenso. Unique to the Plague Champion. Passively damaging nearby enemies with a damaging effect in it. I think it's piercing damage. And, oh hey, we have Icon of Nurgle too. That's every 2.5 seconds. I think the Chosen Plague Marine one happens a bit slower. 434 to 392. More chains in there. Here's the central mass that you need to destroy. And they're not doing so. Happy to tank it there. Blastmaster. Sorry, Plasma Cannon. with some friendly fire, but the Assault Squad make it out without a loss. Another plasma cannon shot, and it's another good one. Heretics wiped there for IskNorthen. Plague Champions down again. And the red team can push through, having to get their natural back. I mean, the Chaos did make some really good ground there. Chaos fellas now on the back foot slightly. Falcon on the way for Bebop. So might see a mark for these Havocs. Because I don't think the Tenso would want to get another tier 2 unit here unless maybe it's a big fat Dreadnought. Plague Champion with a Plague Fist for the Tenso. And that fetid armor. And he is absolutely wrecking those guys. Got a bunch of zombies out of it because of Nurgle's Rock from the Chosen Plague Marines. I believe zombies do like way less damage, right, than the usual unit. It would make sense. I think it might even be half damage. Plague Champion falls. Farseer is in there with her Singing Spear. So is the Force Commander. Chosen Plague Marines are exploding on death, knocking back and damaging enemies and healing themselves because they love all that mucus. 2-1 for Chaos. Blood Crusher on the way for IskNorthen. I mean, it is really good against triple Rangers and a Wraith Guard. Should be able to avoid those Wraith Cannon shots. Falcon has not been dealt with yet. Did we see something on the Havocs? There it is. Marco Zinch on the way, so they're going to have a Las Cannon. And the Blastmaster may be able to get a shot or two as well. And that may be enough. A couple of Las Cannon hits and the Blastmaster hit might be enough to deal with this. Especially if any of them hit rear armor. This Falcon allows allied units to reinforce in the field and even be transported around. Got some good weaponry too. Dark Creepers on the way for Bebop. There's a tier 3 for IskNorthen. Does not go for the Blood Crusher in the end. Gaz is already there. And Gigandy now hitting tier 3. 2-1 for red team. You guys going for the mid? Yep, some sneaky scouts are going to go for that central VP. 4-2-3 to 2-9-3. Quite a big VP lead, actually, for the Chaos fellas. They have some time to recover here. Doom Bolts. Look at the damage from that. That was almost half their hit points there. Yeah, jump the heck away, fellas. Stop the cat. Last Master gets a shot and takes down the Falcon. Las Cannon must have got at least one shot as well back here. I thought they'd struggle to deal with it, but didn't take long. Now the Las Cannon doesn't really have anything to shoot at effectively. Can't hit infantry that well. Some zombie banshees. Farseer goes down. Good counter push by the Tenso, getting some kills. Heretics trying to approach. Grenades. Grenades are decent, actually. Last Plasma Cannon gets a good shot. Where is the Blastmaster? Is it here? It's not here. You okay for this? You sure you want to stay here? There we go. Run away. 386 to 293. Can he get through to the power? I don't think so. Would be good if they could finish off that generator. Oh, they're going to go for it, I think. Force Commander will kill at least one of them while they do so. Especially with Guardian support. But they are going to get it. And that may level them. Yeah, levels them to 2. And then one explodes, and then they run. Red team pushing all the way back. Going to get both the naturals. Rangers almost grabbing the wreck point. Raptors had other ideas. Chaos Predator on the way for IskNorthen. Maybe Mark of Nurgle against all these Rangers. Get them to move because of the stinky Nurgle shots, maybe. But I always like Mark of Pawn. Just more upfront bursty damage. And the speed. Raptors did really well to tie things up. And tank damage, and they're okay. West side. Force Commander levels up after reviving the Farseer. Is that Artificer Armor? It is. Avatar of Cain on the way for Gigandy. Everyone's tier 3 or going tier 3. And we got some Vanguard veterans for Debuger. First company assault squad with power weapons and a big chunky hit point count. And there's a jump. Just to help mobility. Plague Champion's back. And has Armor of Pestilence, so it's even slower now. But at least a fair amount tougher too. There's the tank. No mark yet. Yeah, maybe worth just getting another unit on the field rather than marking this thing immediately. Force Commander tearing through some heretics. Vanguard veterans jump. Now these guys can get a Power Fist to replace that Thunderhammer and have some anti-vehicle threatening weaponry. But no sign of it yet. It's quite expensive, I think. Is it 50 power? It might be 30. Over on the west side. Oh hey, Mark of Corn on these fellas. And a Land Raider Phobos. That's what Gaz was saving up all that time for. And it's going west, is it? Maybe. Bebop gets Seer Council on the field using the global. And they've given them the fancy spears already. And using the webway to infiltrate. This is a nasty attack here. Eldar in your face immediately. Phobos shows up. Avatar shows up. Avatar providing huge buffs to nearby allied infantry. And a powerful combatant. And the Mark of Corn CSM just collapsing into death. Wailing Doom. Really, really nasty attack by Bebop. Set up by the infiltration there. Some Terminators in play for Debuger. Tank backs away, Phobos backs away. Banshees onto the Phobos with their spear. And there's those Seer Council. Seer Council also providing a damage resistance aura. So I guess the Autarch died at some point, I didn't even notice. Do you get a mark there, bud? No mark for this Chaos Predator. Yeah, it goes for another Chaos Predator first. Which I think is smart. 277 to 293, 2-1 cap for the red team. And that was a big push by them. All of a sudden with Seer Council Terminators Avatar. Speaking of Terminators, we've got some Chaos Terminators now for the Tenso. And this is a good situation to get claws fighting a Seer Council and an Avatar. But they go for the autocannon. It's a really good weapon. And you get to stay back in a safe spot and get those demoralization debuffs stacked up. Another Avatar on the way for Bebop. Wailing Doom misses the Phobos, which has taken a bunch of damage. And there's some Wraithguard suppressing the Noise Marines there on hits. Terminators. Oh, they got an assault cannon. They did not go for the Cyclone Missile Launcher. Hitting back now with Chaos Preds. And a bunch of infantry, including some Markov Zinch CSM. Very good at shooting at enemy Terminators and infantry in general, but Terminators and Marines and stuff really don't like it. Extra damage from the Inferno damage there. Inferno PvP, what is it? 18 DPS per gun. And then you've got the demonic plasma from the aspiring champion fellow if he's in there. So the Chaos team look like they're going to get the west side back. But Bebop shows up again with a bunch of sneaky Eldar. And they're going for a big flank, are they? No, they're rotating in. Where's the chains? Need the chains. Oh, he doesn't have the energy. I think the Sorcerer consumes a Chaos Space Marine. Dirge Caster goes off. There's a Doom Bolt. Does not use the chains. Did he still have it? He still has it. Doesn't subjugate either. I guess he thought the situation was handled there. A shrine going up, and it's going to be a Nurgle shrine from the Tenso. Plague Champion reviving Plague Champion. Almost level 3 now, IskNorthen. The Tenso on his way to level 3 also. Oh, he leveled up. There we go. Bloody hell. Got a bunch of XP from that revive. Some stuff might have died as well. Yeah, Rangers can't really trade with those Terminators super well when they have that autocannon. That rips them up. Last Master. Decent hit there. Fire Prism on the field now for Bebop. And had to purchase some more Guardians to repair it because they all died. Any marks on these guys? No marks yet. This thing got level 2. That's an awkward position to be in if you get Eldritch Stormed. Kind of narrow there, eh? Speaking of Eldritch Storm, nobody has one yet. IskNorthen is the closest to 500 red for a nuke. Last Master gets a good shot as that Nurgle Shrine healing and reinforcing stuff because it's being worshipped. Chains of Torment. Last Master shots in there. Autocannon shots in there earlier as well. Wraithguard able to tough it out. And there's Crack Shot on them. Yeah, Crack Shot was on them. That's why I wanted to stay and play. Avatar goes down. Phobos gets it in. Lots of shots from those Chaos Preds as well. The Seer Council, what do they go for? Well, they get Dirge Casted. Stunning nearby enemies and also debuffing them for a duration. Seer Council are dealt with. There's a time field though. Wraith Cannons getting good shots from the Wraith Guard, and there's an Eldritch. Phobos goes down. Oh, but there was a Noxious Cloud back there too. The tanks survive it for now. There's 2 Fire Prisms there getting shots though. I don't think it's going to survive. Chaos Pred goes down as well. Awesome fight. Debuger says gates. He wants some webway gates around the place. There's one over here. Webway gates come from the Eldar's global bar. Each one is 50, is that right? I think so. I think it's 50 red. Assault Cannon, not the best weapon against Terminators, because their super heavy infantry armor will block some of the piercing damage, but I mean, it's a lot of it. 60 just on this gun. DPS, that is. They found the webway. They will power fist it down. Put some red for it. Shrine is being replaced. 172 to 236 on the VPs. The Vanguard veterans got their fist up. And they get subjugated. And then jumped back into trouble. But they should be okay. They can retreat out of it. Well, retreat after they're subjugated, that is. Shrine is taken out very quickly. Last Master got a good shot there, and the Plague Champion can tie up those Terminators. And they respond by teleporting away. Big fight again. Another tank comes in. Back up to 2 for IskNorthen. Wraithguard. Oh. Double Abyss in the back. The Fire Prisms survive it. Seer Council dealt with again. And they have to retreat through the Abyss, which is a lot of pain. One of them makes it out though. Got some zombie Seer Council. That is terrifying. Good thing zombies do less damage. But I don't think these guys are going to make it out. Sorcerer could use chains on them. Doesn't even need to though. Terminator's wipe. Double cap for the red team. But they took some heavy losses there. 2 nukes in the back. And Gaz still has one, I think. Well, it will be on cooldown now, but almost has the red to drop another one. Maybe they want some Chaos Terminators of their own though. Avatar for Gigandy again. Debuger with the Predator tank. And we're getting Mark of Nurgle and Mark of Zinch on the Chaos Preds. 86 to 225. Red team with the 2 naturals. Blue team get theirs back though. They've got a bunch of VPs to make up. Chaos Terminators it is for Gaz. Triple fire prisms for Bebop. Can they keep them at range? Because there is a las cannon there, and there's the autocannon terminators as well. Not to mention the tanks. Okay, champion gets shot a bit, backs away. Now gone to Armor of Pestilence, as the Tenso had the fetid armor earlier. Oh, phase shift. Warp Spreaders come in and phase shifted these guys, so they can't act or move or take any damage. But then he dies. Big fight brewing. Can they deal with that Space Marine Predator quickly? That was some friendly fire, I think, from the Blastmaster on the Chaos Pred. The Royalist Predator does go down, but so do both of the Chaos Preds. Yes. Double Wraith Guard in play there for Gigandy, doing some good work. So did the Force Commander with his Power Fist, of course. Awesome fight. Bunch of repairs for those fire prisms. Avatar is going to go down, I think. Still up for now. There he goes. Avatar does go down. Awesome push from the red team. Fire prism falls. Is this one also going to go down? Yes. I think one survived. I don't think he should have pushed them up that far. Like, back here is where they should be. Maybe had his eye on something to try and finish off, maybe. Another Autark got dropped. Las Cannon, you okay? That's a level 4 Las Cannon as well. That's doing huge amounts of damage. IskNorthen had a really rough fight. It's hard to keep those two Chaos Preds alive when there's a Power Fist Force Commander and double Wraith Guard in play. Force Commander's down though now. So is the Warp Spider Exarch. I'm not sure if he has War Gear yet. Well, he has Phase Shift, we know that. Chains are dissipating. Fire Prism level to 2, the only one that survived. Look at this. Pestilence Strike. Can he get the cap? Surely not, no. Gonna jump after him, try and finish. Level 5 Plague Champ gets away. I feel like Armor of Pestilence should give him some health regen, surely. Doesn't get any health regen from it, it's nuts. Double cap now for the Chaos Fellas. Land Raider Phobos on the way for IskNorthen. I think he queued up a Noise Marine earlier, right? Red team are depleted for sure. It would have been a really good push if they didn't lose those fire prisms at the end of it. Subjugated Wraith Guard turned on their own allied predator there. 84 to 153. Sorcerer's down. The Seer Council have really struggled to make big impact in the fights. I mean, they're level 3. They have killed some stuff. But a lot of the time we've seen them subjugated or chained or something. Chosen Plague Marine is doing great work there, level 4. 84 to 139 on the VPs. Another Chaos Shrine back there. Bebop has outrageous amounts of red. They're maxed out on their red. Surely there's something they can put up. Vanguard Veterans doing some really good damage to those Chaos Terminators. And there's the Phobos. Blastmaster misses. Vanguard still pushing. But they can't push against the Dirge Carter, stunning them. With Chosen Plague Marines right there as well. Holding the west side of the blue team. Have they done enough? 84 to 112 on the VPs. Another Chaos Pred. Is that the 4th one total for IskNorthen? Seer Council for Gigandy. And another Predator tank for Debuger. Could use a res, says the Tenso. Yup. So could Gaz. IskNorthen gets going with it. Got a decap on the VP through the mid. Level 7 Farseer. Could do a really good push here if that time field can hit enough stuff. And shut it down. Now we have a Tzeentch Shrine shooting out Doom Bolts. Blue team sit back and wait for the reds. Do they have any nukes? Well, Bebop certainly does. Debuger can also drop an orbital. And they're going to need to, surely. Surely we'll see 2 nukes here. So time to use them. Here is the push. 2 Seer Councils. Vanguard Veterans. That chain's going in. Where are the nukes? There it is. Orbital bombardment. And an Eldritch. Phobos gets hit. But nothing really to follow it up. And there's that time field. Seer Council do get the decap. Taking huge amounts of damage though. Vanguard just doing what they can. Oh, and then he gets subjugated. And they're jumped back into danger. Sorcerer gets away. Is that the Force Squadron going down? I think it was. And the Vanguard Veterans are taken out. Avatar shows up. Down to 26 VPs. It was a valiant effort. But I don't think the push was quite devastating enough. There's decent timing on the nukes. But just too much faced against them. GG says the Tenso. And there is the game. With a Tzeentchian nuke at the end. Let's have a look at these heroes. Level 6 Plague Champion for IskNorthen. Actually switched to the Plague Fist at the end. Gaz with the Chaos Sorcerer. Level 10. Huge amounts of effect on the fights, this guy. With Subjugation and the Robes and the Warp Fire Disruption as well. Massive impact on the fights. Plague Champion of the Tenso. Level 6. Icon of Nurgle and the Fist. Level 8 Farseer. Level 10 Force Commander. Was doing some good work with that Power Fist. And a level 4 Warp Spider Exarch, who did have stuff at the end. Entangling Web. Didn't see it get used, but I'm sure it did some work. And improved targeters alongside that Phase Armor. There you have it, guys. It was an awesome game, I think. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see ya next time.